Honorable Oakley, you have the floor for 15 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. Je me demande si je vais commencer par réfuter ce que le leader de l'opposition a commencé ou je vais commencer par mon discours. Je vais être un peu plus sage, je commence avec le mien. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I rise today in support of the Gambling Regulatory Authority Amendment Bill 2025, a bill which mainly and at its heart is about restoring trust in one of the nation's oldest passions, horse racing. This is not merely a technical amendment or a routine legal tweak. This bill is the culmination of years of introspection. It speaks to a journey we began in 2007 when we created the GIA to bring order to the gambling and betting. It speaks to hard truths we faced in 2015 when the Commission of Inquiry, the Paris Commission, laid bare the flaws in how we oversaw horse racing. And it speaks to the commitment of this government, and indeed this House, to act decisively so that the thrill of race day is once again matched by confidence in the integrity of the sport. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, Mauritius's horse racing is nearly 2 centuries old. Generations of Mauritians have grown up with thundering hooves on a Saturday afternoon, the cheers of the crowd, the debates over which horse is best. Our turf has produced legends in the saddle and on the training yards. But over time, we also saw the shadows lengthen over this industry. Rumors of les courses truquées, fixed races, began to surface more frequently than winners in a photo finish. Horse racing fans started to wonder if only people winning were a corrupt few operating behind the scenes. In July 2014, such was the public disquiet that a commission of inquiry was appointed. Its findings were sobering. To put it plainly, it told us that the House of Horse Racing was in disarray, plagued by conflicts of interest and lack of oversight. It revealed the illegal betting syndicates were likely booming, that doping controls were falling behind, and that the public had lost faith. And what did the government that came in place in 2014 do? For 10 years, they did nothing. Yet, the leader of the opposition is boasting about the same report of the Commission of Inquiry, saying that it was damning, but until 2022, they didn't do anything. The bill before us is the latest stride in a reform process that is fundamentally changing horse racing in Mauritius for the better. Through this bill, we are institutionalizing what should be obvious, that in sports, as in governance, integrity is everything. This bill bolsters the structures, making sure that the personnel have had no recent ties to the industry they regulate, that they answer only to the rule of law and professional standards. It fine-tunes procedures so that decisions, whether it's licensing a jockey or sanctioning a trainer, are made without fear or favor. I want to emphasize, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, that this bill and the broader reforms are not anti-industry. They are pro-industry. A sport without integrity is a sport without a future. We need only to look at, for example, Hong Kong to understand this. Hong Kong's racing is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise famed worldwide. And do you know why? Because people trust it. Over there, if a jockey thinks about associating with shady characters, he is banned. If anyone tries to pull a false one, there is a high chance he ends up behind bars. In Hong Kong, they say, the steward's room never sleeps. Now, I'm not saying that we are Hong Kong. Not yet. But, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with this bill, we are certainly on the right track. We have incorporated many international best practices: independent stewardship, advanced veterinary and laboratory protocols, data-driven monitoring of betting, and close collaboration with financial crime agencies to choke off illicit funds. We are showing that a small country like Mauritius can punch its weight, can punch above its weight in integrity. With the structural improvements we are doing with this bill, we are tightening licensing. We have made fitness and propriety, unlike what the leaders of opposition said, we have made fitness and propriety a mantra for anyone who wants a license, whether it's a jockey's license or an organizer's. With this bill, horse racing organizers will be required to be managed by companies with proper corporate governance. I also want to draw a contrast with what would happen if we do nothing, or if we roll back these reforms. Let's look at what happened in Macau. For decades, horse racing took a back seat. Governance stagnated and interest plummeted. This year, Macau shut down its 35-year-old horse racing operations. An unthinkable outcome for us, but a very real reminder that complacency can kill a sport. We refuse to let that happen in Mauritius. Horse racing is just not an economic activity here. It's part of our DNA. And just as DNA defines the core of an organism, integrity must define the core of our racing. One cannot talk about horse racing without mentioning the public, the men and women who flock to Champ de Mars or gather locally to watch the races. They are as much stakeholders as owners and jockeys. To the racing public, I say, your voices have been heard. You demanded cleaner races. We are delivering exactly that. Continue to hold us to account. If you see something, say something. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, in supporting this bill, I believe we are doing right by our past and investing in our future. We honor the legacy of those titans of our turf history, the likes of Serge Henry, by ensuring that their sport thrives in a new era of integrity. Most importantly, we honor the trust of the people who expect us to lead in building institutions that are upright and strong. Horse racing in Mauritius should never have been a partisan matter. It's not bien commun, and I hope it continues. Let Mauritius set an example that even in the domain often dismissed as rife with vice, we can establish virtue. That even in gambling and racing, we can demonstrate good governance that others might learn from. Integrity in horse racing is really a reflection of integrity in society. By winning this race for integrity, we signal that Mauritius will settle for nothing less in any field. The finish line in this effort is not a single moment, but an ongoing commitment. A commitment that I'm confident we shall uphold. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, let us not pretend we arrived here without scars. This bill comes not in isolation, but in the shadow of a near collapse, one that many here recall with unease. Not so long ago, under the stewardship of the former Minister of Finance, questions were rightly raised in this very House. The then leader of opposition, Dr. Arvind Bulel, Honorable Dr. Arvind Bulel, stood and asked, who are the true gatekeepers of our horse racing legacy, and who benefits from looking the other way. The minister unfortunately chose to duck rather than confront. He wrapped statistics around silence. He refused to answer directly whether remote betting systems were being connected live to the MRA. He avoided naming names, but the truth was already galloping ahead of him. Everyone knew who was the blue-eyed boy. Everyone knew which connected operator was allowed to roam freely across the regulatory paddocks, untouched, unchallenged, and emboldened. The result? Not just a scandal, but an attempted assassination, not of a man, but of an institution.